Good afternoon, students. Today I am teaching you gains from trade. Gains means benefits or advantages from trade. The important gains from trade are as follows. First point, aggregate production increases. As a result of trade, international trade, aggregate production increases. Aggregate means total production increases. Second, gains, territorial division of labor. Territorial division of labor and specialization in production. Territorial division of labor and specialization in production. Third, gain, varieties of products are available. Different types of products are available to the consumers. Fourth, gain, optimum allocation of resources. Optimum allocation means neither minimum nor maximum. Okay, that is optimum allocation of resources. And fifth point, each country can import those commodities which they cannot produce by themselves. Each country can import those commodities which they cannot produce by themselves. That is the fifth gain or fifth benefit or fifth advantage from the international trade. Now the sixth one, trade promotes competition and efficiency of each country. Trade promotes competition and efficiency of each country. Seventh, as again, it increases the welfare of the consumers by providing them varieties of goods or commodities. When the commodities and goods are more and more available in the market, the welfare of the consumers will increase. Eighth benefit is the expansion of the market size. Due to the international trade, the size of the market is expanding or it will increase. Last benefit or the last gain from international trade is that it promotes the welfare of each country and it increases the prosperity of the world. So these are the 9 gains or benefits or advantages from international trade. First one is what? Aggregate production increases due to international trade. Second, territorial division of labor and specialization in production. Third, varieties of products are available. Fourth, optimum allocation of resources. Fifth, each country can import those commodities which they cannot produce by themselves. Sixth, trade promotes competition and efficiency of each country. Seventh, it increases the welfare of the consumers by providing them varieties of goods. Eighth, expansion of the market size. And ninth, it promotes the welfare of each country involved in international trade and it increases the prosperity of the world. Now, in order to measure these gains, in order to measure the above said gains from international trade, the economists Marshall and Edgeworth have given offer curves. An offer curve shows the quantity of one type of product that an agent will export or offer for each quantity of another type of product that it imports. It shows the export and import between the countries. Now, this is the diagram given by Marshall and Edgeworth offer curve. Marshall and Edgeworth have given the offer curves. From this diagram, it is clear. It will be more clear to you what is an offer curve. See, in the above diagram, OX axis measures commodity X and OY axis measures commodity Y. OA is the offer curve of country A In the diagram, OA is the offer curve of country A and OB is the offer curve of country B. OB is the offer curve of country B. And OQ and OP and OQ are the OA is the offer curve of country A and OB is the offer curve of country B. OP and OQ are the domestic constant cost ratios of producing commodity X and commodity Y in country A and country B. So OP and OQ are the cost ratios. It shows the domestic cost ratios of producing constant cost ratios of producing X and Y in country A and country B. So these OP and OQ are the limits of terms of trade between two countries. What are the two countries? Country A and country B. And thus the equilibrium terms of trade is at point E. And that is the point of intersection of two offer curves OA and OB. The line is OT, or we can say the line OT is the equilibrium terms of trade at point E. We can see in the diagram, in the above diagram, the line OT in the middle line, the line OT. That shows what? Equilibrium terms of trade. And the two curves, offer curves OA and OB are intersecting at point E. And point E is the equilibrium terms of trade. Now, the line OT is the equilibrium terms of trade at point E. The cost ratio within country A is KS units of commodity Y and OK units of commodity X. The cost ratio within country A is OK unit of commodity X and KS units of commodity Y. In country A, and OP and OQ are thus the equilibrium. OT is the equilibrium terms of trade and the cost ratio within country A is KS units of commodity Y and OK units of commodity X. Country A gets KE units of commodity Y through trade. Country A gets KE units of commodity Y through trade and the gain is SC units of commodity Y. The country A's benefit is what? SE unit. This is the gain of country A. SE. Okay. Now, the next one is the country B. The K unit of or intersection of two offer curves we said already explained. The cost ratio within the country A is KS unit of commodity Y and OK units of commodity X. And country A gets K unit of commodity Y through trade and the gain is SC units of commodity Y. Now, the cost ratio within country B is KR units of commodity Y and OK units of commodity X. And ER unit of commodity Y is country B's gain. So, country B's gain is what? What I just now said, ER units of commodity Y. ER unit of commodity Y. That is country B's gain. What is that? ER. This is the country B's gain and ES is the country A's gain. Or we can say SC is the country A's gain and RE is the country B's gain. Now, and after that, we are coming to the gain. ER units of commodity Y is country B's gain. Thus, country B imports OK units of commodity X from country A and exports KE units of commodity Y. Country A exports OK units of commodity X and imports KE units of commodity Y. and thus both the countries gain by entering into trade. One country is exporting, the other country is importing, and both of them are exchanging their commodities and they are entering into the trade. So an offer curve is also called as the reciprocal demand curve or international demand curve. The other name of offer curve is what? Reciprocal demand curve or international demand curve. Now, what are the factors affecting gains from trade? First point, difference in cost ratios. First factor is difference in cost ratios. According to the economist Herod, gains from international trade depends upon the difference in the comparative cost ratio of trading countries. Comparative cost, they're comparing. When we compare the cost ratios, then we can measure the gains from trade. The more the difference in the cost ratio, then what will happen? The more will be the gains from international trade. So the first factor that influences gains from trade is difference in cost ratio. According to the economist Herod, what he is saying that the difference in the comparative cost ratio leads to gains from the international trade. The more the difference, then more will be the gain. The less the difference in the cost ratio, then less will be the gain from international trade. Now, the second factor is terms of trade. We already studied what is terms of trade. Favorable terms of trade indicates more gains from trade, and unfavorable terms of trade indicates less gains from international trade. So the second factor is terms of trade. Third one is reciprocal demand. If the demand for a country's product is inelastic, then what will happen? The terms of trade will be unfavorable to that country, or the gains will be less. If the demand for a country's product is elastic, then what will happen? The terms of trade will be favorable to that country, or the gains will be more. Fourth point is size of the country. The gains from international trade are more for smaller countries, because smaller countries can specialize in the production of a commodity without making any change in its cost ratio. Got the point? They can specialize in the production of the commodity without making any change in the cost ratios. So the gains from international trade depends upon the size of the country. The small countries, they gain more from the international trade as compared to the large country. Okay, next one, facilities for trade. Fifth factor, facilities for trade. If the facilities of trade are large, facilities means such as low transport cost, efficient salesmanship, etc. What will happen? The gains from trade will be more, and vice versa, means opposite. If the facilities are less, then the gains will be less. If the facilities are more, then the gains will be more. Next, sixth point, volume of trade. That means quantity of trade. The larger the volume of trade, what will be the gains? More will be the gains. If the smaller is the quantity of trade, then less will be the gains from trade. So these are the 6 factors that is affecting gains from trade. Thank you, students.